What type of fraction is 8 over 7? Is it letter A, unit fraction, B, proper fraction, C, improper fraction, or letter D, equivalent fraction? What is your answer?
Hi there, I'm Jason, and you're watching
Jason!
So in answering this particular question correctly, this question is actually basic, and all you just need to do is to be familiar with the different types of fraction. Now let me show you first the different type of fractions before we're going to answer this one. So the types of fractions. So first we have proper fractions. When we talk about proper fractions, so these are fractions whose numerator are lesser than the denominator. So examples, we have 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, 5/6, and 9 over 10. So again, they are proper fractions because their numerators are lesser than the denominator. So gagmay gali ang ilang nasa numerators kaysa sa denominators, ang tawag ana is proper fractions. Now, we also have this what we called as the unit fraction. So examples, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/6, and 1 over 10. So as what you can see, their numerators are 1 lang jud siya. So when we talk about unit fractions, actually unit fractions is a special type of proper fractions. Kay if you are going to analyze, their numerators are lesser than the denominators, right? So 1 is definitely lesser than any of these numbers. But we call it a unit fractions or a unit fraction if its numerator is 1. So therefore, 1/2 is a unit fraction. This is also a proper fraction, right? Now, we also have this what we call the improper fraction. So from the word im and proper, so this type of fractions are fractions which have greater numerators when compared to the denominators. So examples, we have 3 over 2 or 3/2, 5/3, 7/4, 9 over 6, 12 over 10, and 4 over 1. So as what you can see, their numerators are greater than the denominators. So again, kung dako ang numerators kaysa sa denominators, so that kind of fractions is what we called or are what we called as improper fractions, as well as this one. So 4 over 1. So whole numbers, uh, just like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on, are included in this improper fractions because their numerators are definitely greater than the denominators, which is 1 naman na, di ba? Basta whole number. So if it's a whole number, its denominator is 1, right? Now, we also have this what we call mixed number. So mixed number is actually just a combination of a whole number and a fraction. So examples, we have 1 and 1/2, 5 and 2/3, 6 and 3/4, 10 and 5/6. So these are mixed numbers because mix siya. So whole number of fractions. So nga na siya ka dali timanan. Now we also have this what we call similar fractions. When we talk about similar fractions, these are fractions which have the same denominators. Examples, we have 1/4 and 3/4. So they are called similar fractions because their denominators are the same. So 4 and 4. On the other hand, if their denominators are different, so that's what we call dissimilar fractions. Examples, 6 over 9 and 8 over 11. So they are called dissimilar fractions because they have different denominators. So this is 9 and this is 11. So lahi silang denominator, ang tawag dissimilar fractions. And we also have this what we called equivalent fractions. Examples, 2/3 and 4/6. So they are called equivalent fractions because if you are going to reduce or simplify the other fraction, so 4 over 6, this is reducible to 2/3. So that's why they are called equivalent fractions. So again, umeng kag equivalent fractions, these are fractions which are of the same value because if you're gonna simplify 4 over 6, this is just equal to 2/3. All right. Now, going back to the question of the day, what type of fraction is 8 over 7? The correct answer is letter C, improper fraction, because the numerator is greater than the denominator. So therefore, it is included in the improper fraction nga type. Now, let's have some drills. So let's try to identify as to what type of fractions the given fractions on the screen are. So 4/5 and 6/7. So sa man siya nga type of fractions. So they are the similar fractions because as what you can see, they have different denominators 5 and 7. Alright? Now what about 2 and 8/11? So it is a mixed number, right? Now how about this one? 2/9 or 2/9. This one is a proper fraction. This one is a proper fraction because the numerator is lesser than the denominator. Now what about this one? 1/6. Okay, 1/6 is both a proper fraction and a unit fractions because as what you can see, its numerator is lesser than the denominator and its numerator is 1. So again, umingkag 1 ang numerator, that is considered as a unit fraction, right? So how about this one? 7/3. 7/3 is an improper fraction. 1/5 and 4/20. So they are equivalent fractions because if you are going to simplify or reduce 4/20, this is just equal to 1/5. So that's why they're called equivalent fractions. Now what about 3/8 and 5/8? So obviously they are similar fractions because their denominators are the same. Now how about 10? 10 is an improper fraction because if you're going to rewrite 10, that is 10/1, so the numerator 10 is lesser than the denominator 1. That's why it's called, or it is considered, an improper fraction. Alright? Now this time, I want you to try this one. So try to answer this question. What type of fraction is 6/13? So you may comment your answer in the comment section below. That's all for now. Thank you, more power, and let's keep learning.